Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Friday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Auburn headed to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks tomorrow afternoon. 2:30 on SEC Network, another winnable road game for the Auburn Tigers. They have started the number 16 team in the country, 15-3 overall, 5-1 in the SEC, taking on a reeling South Carolina team who is 1-4 in the league and have really had some ugly scores this year. They have one really nice win going into Rupp Arena. That seems to be the anomaly, though. So Auburn really needed to take advantage of a game like this. We'll talk about that, break that game down a little bit for you today. Talk a little bit about some other things going on. Hey, gymnastics meet tonight for the Auburn Tigers, 7:30 at Neville Arena. This has become a big-time event on the Auburn campus. How about swimming and diving? We don't talk about that. The men's team up to 9 in the country. Back to maybe where we belong.
Well, not quite where we used to be, but getting in there. We used to be number one all the time.
Trying to work our way back into that. So Auburn maybe a top 10 team now for the men. They take on Alabama this weekend. So Auburn and Alabama at a swim meet there. On the Auburn campus.
Doesn't matter if it's checkers, right?
That's a big deal as well. So a lot going on this weekend for the Auburn Tigers in and around the world of sports. So we'll talk about these things and much more. And we'll talk about the football team a little bit, kind of finish up our 10 questions that we started back on Wednesday. So
we can do it.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, we had a lot to talk about. That show went by so fast.
It did.
On Wednesday, had a lot of calls and a lot of comments. We want to take your comments on Facebook Live. Shoot those over to us. Also call 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. I do want to say real quickly, last night here in Alex City, Benjamin Russell, Chilton County got together in a great basketball game. They're in the area together. Both are really good basketball teams. The Wildcats went over to Chilton County and won by 18 a few nights ago. Chilton County comes in, pretty much leads the entire game here. Wildcats win it at the very end. I bring that up not to talk about a high school game, but to talk about who all was there last night. There's a ton of coaches there to look at the athletes. DeMarcus Riddick plays for Chilton County. He possibly the number one player in the 24 class in football. Kirby Smart was there because he's committed to Georgia, along with Georgia's defensive coordinator. They were both there last night. Kind of tells you how high of a priority DeMarcus Riddick is to the 24 class for the Georgia Bulldogs. Auburn has jumped in the mix now with him. Obviously, anybody picking a phone up jumps into the mix with anybody based off of what the last coaching staff did. So, again, not too late, though, to try to work on DeMarcus Riddick, but he will be one of the top. He is the number one player right now. Malcolm Simmons was on the floor for Benjamin Russell. He's a high 4-star, potentially could end up getting that 5th star this coming year. Lots of schools are going to be after him. He's made multiple trips. I think he probably is close, Andy, to getting an official offer from Auburn. He already has one. Here, yeah, no kidding. No time too soon for sure. Then Arkansas has already offered him. Georgia obviously he's high on Georgia's list. I'm sure Alabama, as well. He's going to be a top 5 player in the 24 class. So he had 2 top 5 players in the class on the basketball court against each other last night. To go along with Gabe Benton, offensive coordinator for Kentucky, was there last night. Quarterback potential. He's made 2 visits to Kentucky. Major Applewhite was there from South Alabama looking at several guys. Troy was there. UT Chattanooga was there. Rich Rodriguez was there from Jacksonville State. So, I mean, there was a lot of coaches there, and they don't just show up to come watch high school. It tells you about the prospects on the floor. And so Chilton County and Benjamin Russell both with some really good football talent there on the basketball court last night.
Hey, you don't see all those guys in a Benjamin Russell gym very often.
No, that's right.
So that was a kind of a neat thing to see. And Kirby just down the road here eating at one of our,
one of our best sponsors on our program forever is JR's. And why not? Hey, it's funny. He was in the gym and he asked several people. He said, "Well, where do I need to go to Alex City to eat?" And almost unanimously, everybody said, "You got to go to JR's, man. It's right over here." And he was and he came back over and he was very complimentary of it. So,
very good.
He was winning a national championship a week, 2 weeks ago, and now he's sitting in JR's,
eating some wings. It's kind of an odd situation, but there it is. All right, so Auburn going to be on the road. It's South Carolina. Auburn now 15-3, 5-1, like we said. Sitting number 16 team in the country. We've talked about how Auburn's had some struggles, but yet they have continued to find ways to win. This would not be a good game. This would
they don't want to lose it.
This is just like the Georgia game, just like the LSU game. This would not be a good game to lose. Auburn's 1-1 in those games that they shouldn't lose.
Well, you made a prediction Wednesday they'd go 1-1 in these 2 games. I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm
especially
wrong,
with the way we played LSU. I'll be honest with you. I was a little bit more of a doubter in the LSU game. I felt like they'd come back at home strong, and they just didn't. I mean, we held them to 47 points or 49 points. If you score 60-something points on the road, you're probably not going to win unless you hold the other team to an abysmal 40-something. I mean, that's an abysmal and I'm not saying that Alabama just broke their whole stride, but that just tells you, he ain't very good, man. When you score 40-something points in your own gym, you're not good.
No.
You're just not. So it was good that Auburn went down and took care of business. South Carolina's not good either. Texas A&M blew their doors off over there. I know they beat Kentucky, but Kentucky's been in a funk. Kentucky still can stink up a gym right now. And I know they got a big win against Tennessee and all, but I think at the end of the day, Auburn, if they play the way they played, and without Janai Broom's contribution much at all, again, for second straight game. So, again, we knew that he was going to have some games where he's not putting 14, 16 points on the board. He hadn't done it in the last 2, and we won both of them. So if we can get him back to doing what he was doing on a consistent basis, and these other guys like Flanagan and Wendell Green Jr. and Jalen Williams stay hot, and then maybe add a Leor Berman. And I don't think he needs to be undersold, by the way.
No.
His minutes are increasing for a reason. He's becoming a viable piece to this Auburn team that can come out and possibly give you 6, 8, 10 points a game. He's doing as good or better than KD Johnson is.
Yeah.
I mean, from a point standpoint. So, and then, of course, if KD can get going again, too, he had 8 the other night. If he can get back up to 10 or 12 points a game, now you're working with something with all these guys kind of coming together.
No doubt. And look at this will tell you what South Carolina right now, these are just conference stats. Okay, these are not the entire season. This is just what they've done in these 5 games that we've played. South Carolina averaging scoring 60 points a game. Not very good.
No.
Averaging giving up 80.
Well, I mean, there you go.
averaging giving up 80.
If you need an opportunity to get your offense going,
This would be the,
this would be
the one to do it. Now, Auburn not exactly burning up the road here. 69.2 points averaging giving up 63 points a game, which I bet, 63 is pretty good. I mean, now only giving up.
but the
49.
margin's too close.
That's
right.
You
know what I'm saying? Well, it's a good perfect.
Doesn't leave you.
It's a picture of what we are. It
true.
just is. You give up 63, you average 69. There's you're a couple of buckets away from either winning or losing. And so I talked about it on Gary Harris's show this morning. He said, Brett, why is there a stigma? He said Auburn's 15-3, 16 in the country, 5-1. I said it's a different looking 15-3 than we're used to. I said Auburn fans have been spoiled the last 3 or 4 years. High flying, superstar type play, scoring in the 80s, sometimes 90s, and still playing this defense. I said we don't have that on this team. We got a good team. We got a bunch of solid players, but we don't have Jabari Smith or Isaac Okoro or Sharif Cooper or Jared Harper or Bryce Brown. And we just don't have those guys. But it's not a cut on the ones we have. They're 15-3 and 5-1. They're doing really well. It's just a different way of how we're getting to the result, and which is still fine. At the end of the day, you're still accomplishing what you need to accomplish.
I will say South Carolina's got 4 guys averaging double figures in scoring, so they do spread it around.
They probably hadn't played a defense like ours.
I would imagine not, but nonetheless.
The test is coming. If we get through this, and I don't want to just push it aside.
Yeah.
Now that we have the longest winning streak in the country, here comes Texas A&M calling with an undefeated record.
Yeah, that's true.
See that happen.
We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $9,250 off. New GMC Acadias up to $6,250 off. And new Buick Enclaves up to $6,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today, brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. John reminding us, Kirby born in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, born in Montgomery. Went to Bainbridge High School in Georgia, and of course, obviously played for Georgia. And then so Jim says, "What does it take for Kirby to leave for the Colts?" And ironically, in the wiki bio that John just said that he got cut from the Colts. So how ironic would it be for him to end up back coaching a team he got cut from in the pros? All right, so look, what would it take for him to leave? And we talked about this last night. He just won 2 national championships at Georgia. That's the college he played for. I mean, you don't know if you can get it much better than he's living right now. With that being said, he was in a high school gym on a Thursday night late, and that's the life of football coaches. And, the thing about pros is you don't do that as a coach. I mean, it's a different structure. And then also when college coaches reach this pinnacle that we've seen Steve Spurrier and Nick Saban and, long line of college coaches, Matt Rule, now Kirby Smart, they get that temptation of seeing if they can go to the next level and do the same thing. And with a fail-safe going, look, if I fall on my face, I can still go back to college and coach. I think it just depends on where Kirby Smart is in his life and what he wants to do because, again, you look at the guy. I mean, last night, he's got, to make these kind of trips all the time. If you're gonna be worth your salt, now you can be Brian Harsin, kick your legs up on the desk and say, I know in 2 years they're gonna fire me, but I'm gonna make $20 million. His career path's different than Kirby Smart's because Kirby Smart's driven by going out there and seeing these players and getting the best guys, and that's what it takes to win.
And obviously he loves recruiting.
And he does, but with that being said, it can wear you down. And that's what a lot of us were talking about last night. So does he decide to take a step, to take the next step, or to take a step aside from college and go to the pros? And what would it take? I mean, it would take a boatload of money, maybe some type of part ownership deal.
He's making $10 million, basically.
Right.
Essentially.
I mean, it would take, some type of package where was lucrative enough for him to make a decision to go want to try coaching in the pros. Because right now he's got it about as good as he's going to get it, and he's continuing to recruit at a high level, and he plays in a weak division pretty much. Some teams are getting stronger. Tennessee's getting stronger and challenging, but for the most part, their schedule next year is about as easy as it comes. Why wouldn't you know, we all see them being right back next year with a chance to win another one. This is, I mean, it'd be tough to walk out of that right now. It'd have to be something unbelievably lucrative.
He's at his alma mater.
That's right. That's what
he is the reigning two-time national champion. He is making, and again, you know, is there really a lot of difference between 12 million and 10 million? I mean, what is an NFL team? Could they offer him?
Like I said,
So I mean,
it's going to take ownership. It's going to take a package. It's going to have to take more than just a salary. And it also has a lot to do with where he is in his life, in his mind, and what he wants to do. I mean, the common thing to say would be to just stay where you are.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got it rolling, you do no wrong. I mean, you're going to get a statue in Athens. Why would you leave? And so, but again, why did Nick Saban leave LSU? Yeah. You know, when he had things kind of rolling. You know, why did Steve Spurrier leave Florida when he had things rolling? You know, you just don't know where people are in their life and what they want to do as far as a challenge. And I think it boils down to more what he wants to do challenge-wise than it is anything.
That's true. We'll see what happens with that. I wouldn't expect him to leave.
Boy, that would be a blow to Georgia.
Oh, boy. What are you talking about?
You talking about a punch to the –
Man, that'd be a punch in the face.
Yeah, it would be, and a kick to the – to the you-know-what.
Well, let's hope it happens. Okay. We were looking at some things about the Auburn Tigers and what it's upcoming for them in the off season. Randy and I kind of talked about some of these yesterday. We'll just kind of finish these up today. Will Auburn have the top corners in the conference? You got DJ James, you got Nehemiah Pritchett. Those two guys coming back. They you know, there was some talk about they might both jump into their name in the NFL draft. They will both be back. That secondary, Auburn's got like 17 secondary players.
I'd have to look at everybody's roster and see. I don't know off the top of my head who all is coming back for every team, but for Auburn's sake, I mean, you got two veteran guys coming back, and I mean, I don't know if I'm willing to say they're the top corners in the conference, but they got to be right up there.
I would say they're pretty good. Will they be all SEC? I don't know. We'll see, but I would imagine DJ James will for sure. We'll find out about that. Got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after these messages.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. We've got Jason Caldwell coming up in the next segment, so stick with us. We're counting down these questions, looking at Auburn football, moving into the off season. We talked about that. Can Jarquez Hunter pick up where Tank Bigsby left off?
Sure.
I think so, for sure.
I definitely think so. I think
at times I thought he was.
You know what we're going to probably look at next year is say, man, I wish Tank Bigsby would have had this offensive line. I mean, did he run behind perhaps two of the worst lines that we've had?
Yes.
So I mean, it's unfortunate. I think I can't remember who it was. James maybe called the other day and said, "Man, I hate it for," or maybe been Bo. I can't remember. Somebody said, "I hate it for Tank," because. You know, he was a good running back, and he just didn't get a chance to do what he probably could have done behind the great line. But that happens. You know, it happens to a lot of players out there.
How many times did he get hit in the backfield?
A lot.
Half the time?
Right. Maybe at least half. So can Jarquez Hunter? Yeah, absolutely. I think he can. I think he's already proven he's a solid SEC running back, and you know, with help up front. I mean, it's only going to make him better, so I'm going to say yes on that.
How much will the wide receiver core improve in 2023?
I don't know that it can get much worse. So I think it's going to take a step forward. I don't know how big a step that's going to be, but you got new staff, you got some new pieces, you got a new offense, new scheme. I think everybody's going to kind of feel reborn, rejuvenated. I don't think we've even come close to seeing what Cam Brown can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Javaris Johnson we've already seen, and I think he can only get better. I mean, we got some talent in those positions. So
we'll bring in a transfer 6'6" from.
That's right.
I forget.
Big time.
From Cincinnati.
I
can't remember his name at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I think there's some definite optimism there that I like that room. Omari Kelly.
Right.
There's some guys there that can really make some hay. And what impact will tight end transfer Rivaldo Fairweather have?
I think he's going to have a pretty good impact because he's a hybrid type style tight end that can really cause matchup problems for defenses. So I think he's going to come in and have an immediate impact on this offense.
We'll say that the room is, as James said, we've got quite a few tight ends to choose from. Is Landon King going to be a wide receiver, or is he going to be a tight end?
I didn't even mention him. I mean, that's another guy I think, man, the potential's unlimited. And, man, he'd had enough of Brian Harsin like everybody else in East Central Alabama, and he was trying to get the heck out. And as soon as Brian Harsin exited, Landon King came back.
Yeah.
So
Varis Dawson, for that matter.
Varis Dawson the same. So I think Auburn's got a lot of untapped potential at wide receiver.
We'll see. We're about to start our winter workouts, and we haven't even, kind of the lost name that we are the strength and conditioning coach. We didn't even talk about him. Don't know much about him. That's one of the coaches that the players see the most of in the off season. They spend the most time with. They seem to be probably the closest to a lot of times.
Right.
So I, don't know anything about him. What kind of strength and conditioning program?
Right. We don't know.
Get into, but it was a lot different under Brian Harsin. That was for sure. But I thought we actually, went back to kind of an old style. Got away from this. What we were doing under Gus Malzahn was more of an old school kind of approach, and I thought it was kind of good for the offensive line. But I don't know. We'll see.
Who knew what was good for that line? I mean, seriously. But I don't think any of us had anything bad to say about Brian Harsin's workout strength and conditioning program. I think we had a lot of issues with his recruiting. That's kind of where it all started and stopped with him. So, but anyway, all this is going to be new. Save a few guys that are staying on the staff that were part of the last staff that were former players at Auburn and good recruiters. This is going to be a brand new look all the way around. And sometimes that's a great thing to come in and just strip it all back down to, to the bare wall and then build it back up.
Yeah. Ty's been talking to his friend again.
Yeah, he needs to stay away from that friend. And look, Alabama, I don't know. Auburn's got a couple tough matchups before Alabama comes to town. So I'm not worried about that. If Auburn's undefeated with Alabama coming in, will it be tough? Can they possibly break the home winning streak? Yeah, absolutely they can. Can't play that way. Can't worry about it. They'd love nothing more than to do it, just like when we are able to do things against them. We enjoy it too. So got Texas A&M next week. You better prepare for that because they're undefeated in conference play, and that might be a mute issue if we don't play well.
There's a lot of slip and twist cup in the lip. There's a lot of basketball to be played before Alabama gets into town.
That's exactly right. We could be playing a lot better by then.
Yeah, and they could be playing worse.
You just don't know,
Who
man.
knows?
It ebbs and flows, and so far Alabama's been able to navigate the waters, and so is Texas A&M with an undefeated mark. But we'll see.
Hope we get another break here. Don't go anywhere. Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers when we get back right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replay Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the river region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! 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 Brubaker!
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Going to go to the phone line and welcome in our good friend Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, how you doing today?
I'm good, guys. How about y'all?
Doing really well. A lot going on the Auburn campus this weekend, but Auburn going on the road to South Carolina for a basketball game. Auburn 15-3, 5-1 in the league, and coming off a really nice win on the road against LSU. Got to go in and get another one here against South Carolina, a very winnable road game.
Yeah, no, this first part of the schedule, they had to make some hay. There's no question about it. When you look at the back end of what they've got to face, they needed to go out and be strong early on. And really, since that loss at Georgia, they've been a different team. Now there's still some offensive issues at times, but they've played much better basketball. These last few games out, and Wendell Green Jr., Alvin Flanagan, Jalen Williams, even with Janai Broome not playing really well the last couple of games, they've done a much better job. And so you got to take it on the road again, and you really look at it, this is almost two different seasons when you start talking about it. You've got 8 games here before the game at West Virginia next Saturday. So you start talking about 8 games pre-West Virginia trip, 10 games after. Those last 10 games of the season, Auburn has 2 games against Alabama, 2 games against Tennessee, games at Kentucky, at Vanderbilt, and at Texas A&M. And so it's one of the most difficult stretches of anybody in the country. And so if you're Auburn, you go, that's going to be a much more difficult slate. You need to take advantage of it, and they have to this point, and got another opportunity on Saturday.
Yeah, you look at it, Jason, if you want to average it out, I think realistically this Auburn team, if it could get to 21, 22 wins and be somewhere around, 21 or 22 and 9, 22 and, whatever, I think that'd be a solid performance. And going in the SEC tournament would pretty much solidify an NCAA tournament berth. But, again, a lot of basketball to be played. Could play a lot better than that and overachieve or maybe play a little bit less than that. But I think this team definitely is getting better, getting point production from some guys that are increasing. Just kind of talk about some of these guys like Leo Berman and a couple other guys that their minutes are increasing. Auburn was looking for a couple of guys to kind of add to Wendell Green and Jalen Williams and Janai Broome. Flanagan's played a lot better the last couple of weeks, but Auburn's had a couple bright spots. Katie Johnson seems to be picking it up a little bit, but Leo Berman's really been a shot in the arm.
Yeah, they had to have somebody with Chris Moore out. Leo's got a little bit more size. He's a little bit bigger, so that's helped some. And I think he's a guy that probably defensively has probably been a little bit of a surprise. He can score, and you know that. It's because would he be a liability defensively? And he hasn't been. And so I think probably the thing for him that's been the most exciting is, he's been a guy that's shown glimpses of doing this, but it's usually been when the game's decided in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and he got a chance to play. He was normally the first guy off the bench, and he's got some experience doing that. But it's a little different when you go out there and you're in there in the first half of a game that's still very much undecided. That's a different feel altogether. And I thought against LSU, he looked calm and composed in that role for the first time. And I think it's taken some getting used to, but he's physical and really athletic, much more athletic than people think. But Leo Berman, Dylan Cardwell can be a guy that has the athleticism to take his game to another level. Can he get there and stay there is the question. Same with Katie Johnson. But, man, I said 2 weeks ago, if this team could find a third option at guard, and you get Wendell Green Jr. and Alan Flanagan, you find a third option, then all of a sudden it changes the dynamic of this basketball team. We saw a glimpse of that with Katie the other night. If they can continue to get a little bit more scoring from a third guy, then all of a sudden you look at it, and now it's a completely different basketball team than they were just 3 weeks ago.
Jason, let's shift focus to football. Junior Day coming up. You were in Alex City last night along with a lot of other big-time coaches there watching some superior talent on the floor. Just kind of talk about shifting the focus to these guys that are really seniors now. They're juniors technically, but going into their senior year, it should be a big day for Auburn.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for them to kind of get this thing rolling. They probably already had 20 to 25 underclassmen on campus in a couple of weeks without having a junior day. Last Saturday, they probably had, between Friday and Saturday, they probably had 15 to 20 then. So they've done a good job of getting guys on campus. They'll have more tomorrow on campus as well, and then have a big push for a big day next Saturday. And it's huge. You're right. And when you start talking about especially from an in-state perspective, but they had Walker Little on campus the other day. I think their number one quarterback target, and he's from Arkansas. So they've had two Georgia offensive linemen already on campus. You look, and it's important. There's nothing more important, especially at Auburn, than building relationship and doing it on the Auburn campus. I think this staff sees the importance of that, especially early. And next Saturday could be really big for them.
You talked about it last week, the importance of this class coming up. Maybe not as top-heavy, but a lot of solid players in this class. Auburn really putting a lot of emphasis and concentration on it, Jason. You would think would be a lot different picture this time next year as opposed to what Auburn was able to do in recruiting this year with the in-state guys.
Yeah, I think so. It's a class that has a lot of depth in the state. You look at it in different maybe positions. Obviously, last night we saw DeMarcus Riddick, who's already committed to Georgia, but that's a guy that Auburn is going to try to make a push for at linebacker. But Malcolm Simmons is a guy that I would expect that will probably add an Auburn offer here soon. I think that's going to come. Really athletic kids that you guys know very well, but I think it's a more middle-heavy class than this past year. Last year was such a top-heavy class of elite-level prospects. I think this class is going to be loaded with a bunch of really good players, and so it's going to be fun to watch and see how this thing develops, especially over the course of the next few months.
Really good stuff as always. Thank you so much, Jason, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one, buddy.
Don't go anywhere. One final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Friday, right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Friday afternoon, a beautiful Friday afternoon.
Had a couple of good days here in a row. So.
Yeah, it's surprising with all the rain before and after. And
yeah, I'm glad to see the rain go and not
get
have
some rain this weekend too.
Of course, it's not too far away always. Right?
Always. We appreciate all of you out there being with us all this week, and look forward to being with you next week as well. But some interesting kind of little survey here.
Yeah, I mean, I come across this. I think AL.com put this out, but TripAdvisor, which is, people go on there to. It's pretty.
I've looked on it.
Well renowned, as a place to go and look for places to go and all this. Compiled a top 10 list of stadium and sporting venues around the world, not the country, around the world, and Alabama and Auburn both made the top 10. Okay, so list compiled based on analysis of fan reviews based on keywords such as beautiful, stunning, included Bryant-Denny Stadium and Jordan-Hare Stadium. To kind of give you a little bit of a taste of who we were all up against, Asigria Stadium, a cricket field in Sri Lanka, was number one. It's surrounded by tropical jungle, so kind of hard to compete with that. Colorado out in Boulder, it's pretty. Rocky Mountains, you've seen it. It's just a really, really pretty venue. BYU's Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, it's a nice place. Stadion Contrita in Croatia, a soccer stadium built against a cliff of a former quarry with a view of the Adriatic Sea, is in fourth.
I've been there.
No. Oh, yeah, you've taken in an event there. Busch Stadium, I've been there, St. Louis. Yeah. It is cool.
Rode by it.
Yeah, I've been in there, and it just the atmosphere outside, but the stadium is really, really nice. And then the view of the arch,
yeah.
That's what it says. You get to see the arch here. That was in fifth. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena obviously is a classic. That was 6th. Georgia's Field in Athens, been to that one. It's amazing how many of the top 10 I've been to.
Really?
And so Georgia's, and then you come in with Bryant Denny at 8. The Float at Mariana Bay in Singapore, floating soccer field, one of your favorites too.
Absolutely.
Andy came in 9th, and our very own Jordan-Hare Stadium came in 10th.
In the world?
In the world.
That is, does that surprise? I mean, as much
You
talk,
said it just a minute ago. I said, you know, when you get used to something, you don't realize what other people think of it. You know, and I know we go, well, our stadium's dilapidated, it's run down. You know, that, according to the world, you know, and I know, you know, things are subjective. And if you did another poll, there's a chance that you wouldn't even be included. But, I mean, that's pretty broad. I mean, competing against Sri Lanka and Croatia and, you know, all these other places around the world.
It just, I mean, and look, I mean, you heard a lot.
Makes you appreciate it.
Talk, yeah, absolutely. And talk about a lot of people about it. It's a destination trip to go. You know, because they talk about what a home advantage Jordan-Hare Stadium is, and it's the atmosphere of it. It's the quaint little town
the ambiance
of Auburn. You know, which is kind of changing a little bit. Downtown, it's not quite what
it used to be, man.
But it's still a small town feel.
And just, you're right, like the experience, the Eagle flight before the game, and just like you said, a night game in Jordan-Hare is top on most people's list. And so there you go. But, you know, once again, the state of Alabama shines when it comes to football. You know, Georgia right across over there gets ranked in the top 10 as well. That's pretty honorable, though.
Absolutely. I need to put that one up somewhere. Pin that one up
Can we
on the wall.
put a banner up or something?
That'd be nice.
Top 10 destinations, sporting.
January the 20th. A lot of times this is a inaugural day if it's a presidential election year, but not this year. But 1980 on this day, Super Bowl 14, the Steelers defeated the Rams, Terry Bradshaw. 1985, the 49ers defeated the Dolphins. The only Super Bowl Dan Marino ever got to play in.
The only one. Did anybody think when he played in that Super Bowl that would be it for him? With his talent and his being young and saying, man, this is just the first of many, right?
The first of many. Too bad it was not for him. Happy birthday today, George Burns. Lived to be 100 years old. DeForest Kelly, Bones, Doc on Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah. Glenn Fireball Roberts. This is one of those. He grew. He was a pitcher. Had a really good fastball. Got the nickname Fireball.
Okay.
Became a race car driver. And ironic, now you want to talk about irony. Died in a fiery crash.
That's not funny, but I mean,
not.
You know, I thought you were going to say the ironic things. He went on to invent Fireball, the liquor. You know, Fireball died in a fireball.
In a fiery crash. Born on this day, 1929. David Lynch, if you like Twin Peaks or any of those weird movies that he was in, Blue Velvet. Paul Stanley, Kiss.
Yeah, I like Kiss.
Okay. Ozzie
You
Guillen.
like Kiss?
Yeah. Couple of songs. They're all right. Ron Harper. He kind of coattails of Michael Jordan.
Yeah, wore Jordan shoes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just come on, man, be your own.
Whatever happened to John Michael Montgomery? He had like a string of hits.
He sweared, and that was it. He sweared, and that was it.
That was it. 1965. Chris Morris, former Auburn basketball player, went on to the NBA.
Grundy County auction, right?
That's right.
What else do you have? That's okay. Let's move on.
Yeah,
our Chris Morris.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Morris. Rich Gannon. He was
quarterback
pretty
for
good.
the
good.
Raiders. Got his doors blown off by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nick Anderson with the Orlando Magic. Brian Giles with the Padres for many years. Jalen Rose, one of the Fab Five. Right. And Nick Foles went on to win the Super Bowl.
He did. Beat Tom Brady.
Beat Tom
What
Brady.
happened to that?
What happened to him?
Well, what happened to him? Tom Brady wins that game. He's got 8. Good Lord.
7's pretty impressive. He's Brad. I'm Andy. Have a great weekend, everybody. So long. We'll talk again soon.